Today, the Southern Poverty Law Center and a number of other partnered impact litigation groups are hosting a town hall focused on a lawsuit called Finn versus the Cobb Board of Education. It is a suit that stems back several years. It started in 2022. We're now in 2026. This event is happening today. We're joined now by Poy Winichakul with the Southern Poverty Law Center. Poy, thank you for making the time. Thanks for being here with us. Let's start with this. A question I suspect some people may be wondering. This lawsuit is years old. It was filed in 2022. Why this event today?
Zach, so thank you so much for having me on. Again, my name is Poy Winichakul. I'm a senior attorney with the Southern Poverty Law Center, an organization that works across the 5 Southeast states to advance racial justice, especially in Black and Brown communities. And to your question about why we're having this event today, even though the lawsuit was filed in 2022, lawsuits take a long time. And finally, we have some resolution in this lawsuit, and we wanted to bring the news, bring the local education, public education about voting issues into the limelight in Cobb County, especially during a high-profile election year when local elections, which are so important, might get lost in the mix.
So let's talk about this election then, Finn versus Cobb. The suit, the complaint alleged that Cobb County Board of Elections and the Cobb County School District alleged that the school board created a racially gerrymandered school board map ahead of the 2020 election, and it diminished voting power of Black and Latino voters, allegedly in violation of the 14th Amendment. That was the crux of the suit, right?
That's correct.
Where do things stand now? I know the district and the county defended their conduct. In their response to the complaint, they argued, they presented a number of defenses. One of them, they said, was that race was not a predominant factor in the drawing of the districts in question. Where does the suit stand now?
The lawsuit, as you mentioned, started in 2022, charging that the districts, 3 of the 7 school board districts in Cobb County were racially gerrymandered. What that means is that voters of color, Black and Latino voters that we talked about in the complaint for the litigation, didn't have as much voting power as their white neighbors. And that's a violation of the U.S. Constitution. We got a ruling, SPLC and our fellow attorneys and plaintiffs who were family members, students, community advocates, and community rights organizations won a motion in the court where the court said we had a high likelihood of success to show that those 3 districts were in fact racially gerrymandered. And like many cases, the cases wind up and down through the appeals court. And ultimately, as a result of that ruling, in 2024, the state legislature passed a new map. But unfortunately, the plaintiffs were not able to respond through the court proceedings to say whether or not that map was better, was worse. But what we can say is that it's now up to voters under this new map to make sure that they understand what's going on, what happened in the lawsuit, and understand it in the context of what's happening in their own communities and their own experiences that they have every single day with the Cobb County schools. That spans a number of years back, including the anti-mask mandates, the racial discrimination allegations that have mired the school district for several years, which indicated to us there was a representational problem and caused us to bring the suit in the first place. And that's what this whole event tonight at 6 p.m. at the Smyrna Community Center is all about, to learn about this lawsuit, the results, what has happened in Cobb County over the last several years that has culminated in this event, to encourage people to be armed with information when they head to the polls this year.
Let's talk about that new map. As you referenced, these lawsuits, they tend to take a lot of time. They go up and down the appellate process in the federal court system. After some time before the appellate courts, I know that on September 3rd of last year, judgment was entered in favor of the defendants. That was the school board. The suit was dismissed as moot in light of that law that you referenced that was passed. So it was Senate Bill 338 that redrew and impacted these maps. For people who are at this event tonight, we're short on time, but I am sure they will ask you at some point, okay, what's the takeaway of these new maps? What should I know if I am a Cobb County voter? To them, you would say what?
I would say that the lawsuit ushered in this new legislation, and even though the lawsuit plaintiffs were not able to respond in the lawsuit, what we thought about these maps, these are new maps that we were able to get as a result of the lawsuit itself. And now it's up to voters to come with their information, to learn more about what is happening in their communities, and to really understand the importance of local races, which can be pretty tight, and to exercise their voice and their power to and right to vote by casting a ballot in their local elections and school board elections this year.
Poy Winichakul with the Southern Poverty Law Center. Poy, thank you very much. That event coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Thank you for your time and your perspective. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Zach. Have a good one.